welcome to today's edition of Poly TV show on Poly TV Ilaro. My name is Aduragbemi Sunday. All right, so I'll be your sole host for today. As you all know, on this program, we have various segments. The first one, which is the newspaper front page review, before we're going on a short break, after which we'll be coming back on FPR Agenda. We'll be welcoming a noble communicator. I'm sure you are not, you're anxious to meet with the communicator, but when the time comes, we will unleash the person. After then, we'll be going down to the Directorate of Student Affairs. So we have another guest seated in the studio with us already. So after that, we go on center table. What is happening on our center table today? Of course, that is a suspense. So just keep calm. Don't forget, it is still Poly TV Ilaro. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It is still Poly TV Ilaro. So today we'll be starting with our newspaper front page review, where we have so many newspapers already. So we have Daily Sun newspaper, we have the Daily Times newspaper, we have a Sporting Sun, we also have National Economy newspaper, we have the Nigerian News Direct, we have the Guardian newspaper, we have the Nigerian Observer. So and lots more. So starting with our first newspaper, which is Daily Sun, we have this bold headline: Rebellion brews in Senate over pro-Tinubu stance. Rebellion brews in Senate over pro-Tinubu stance. And that story has two riders underneath it. We have the first one, which is Northern Senate caucus divided. Wow, that is the Northern Senate, they have divided their caucus. And the last one is coming through from the Senate spokesman. So the story is, no, Tinubu not interfering. That is coming through from the Senate spokesman. So if you want to have the gist of the story, you can pick page 6 of Daily Sun newspaper. That is where the story is. Also, still on the same newspaper, which is Daily Sun, we have the Sun on page 26. Orji Kalu pushes for part-time legislature, regional government. Orji Kalu pushes for part-time legislature, regional government. The story is on page 26 of Daily Sun newspaper. And still on the same newspaper, we have this one. This one is on page 5. We have tackle insecurity to address food inflation. Traders urge FG. Tackle insecurity to address food inflation. Traders urge FG. That is what the traders are saying right now is that insecurity is the major reason why we are having inflation, why the prices of goods and commodities are going high. So they are telling the federal government to tackle the insecurity issue so that the inflation can reduce, so that the prices of goods can reduce. Of course, that story is on page 5 of Daily Sun newspaper. And I'm still on that same newspaper. We have this one. We have this one. Diesel meet international standard. Diesel meet international standard. That is coming through from Dangote. Yes, that's Dangote, and it's on page 23 of Daily Sun newspaper. You can pick up the newspaper to read on that story. Still on the same newspaper, we have this one: prosperity to poverty. Prosperity to poverty. That is the kicker there. And the story is paradox of oil wealth. Paradox of oil wealth. Widespread pauperism in Nigeria. Paradox of oil wealth. Widespread pauperism in Nigeria. And it has just one rider underneath it, which is experts list challenges, profile solution. Experts list challenges, profile solution. The story is on pages 14 and 15 of Daily Sun newspaper. So the story is still talking about how we can become rich through oil production. So we have our experts, they are citing the challenges faced in oil production sector and also profiling the solution so that we can be oil-rich nation Nigeria. So you can pick up the newspaper, that is pages 14 and 15 of Daily Sun newspaper. And with that story, I'll be moving down to the Daily Times newspaper, where I have a lot of stories. I have the first one. This is huge. The first one is coming through from our president, that is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And the story is Tinubu highlights ECOWAS achievements, challenges at AU meeting. Tinubu highlights ECOWAS achievements, challenges at AU meeting. Says ECOWAS will continue to dialogue with Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger to maintain unity. Of course, dialoguing with those nations will maintain unity among the states, among the countries. So our president has assured that ECOWAS will continue to dialogue with those nations in order to maintain security. So you can go to page 2 of the Daily Times newspaper. That is where the story is. So I have this one just below the nameplate of the newspaper, above the nameplate of the newspaper. It's on page 4. Dangote, a refinery is having repeated orders from abroad. A refinery is having repeated orders from abroad. That is, people from outside the country, they are ordering oil. So that is good news. He has earlier said that it is a broad standard in Daily Sun newspaper. So we also have it on page 4 of the Daily Times newspaper that they are ordering the refinery from abroad. So still on the same newspaper, I have this one. Traders urge FJ to tackle insecurity to address food inflation. I've said that earlier. And with that, let me go straight to national economy. What is happening? What do we need to know on our national economy? What is happening? So, of course, everything is right on our national economy newspaper. So, I have this one on the major story that with this kicker. 26 fatalities in 30 months. 26 fatalities in 30 months. And the story is incessant building collapse sparks nationwide alarm. Incessant building collapse sparks nationwide alarm. That is, the rate at which buildings are collapsing. It's alarming and it calls for serious concern. So as we are having incessant building collapse, it's calling for serious concern, serious alarm. That everybody needs to be careful. Everybody needs to be aware of how they are constructing their building, of the type of product they are using for construction, and even all these construction companies, they need to be very, very careful in terms of the products they want to use in constructing their buildings in order to avoid building collapse, so as to save lives, so that we won't be recording any casualty again. So we have two riders underneath that story. As Nigeria suffers 20 billion naira loss between 2020 and 2024. That is huge. And also, experts decry poor enforcement of building code. Experts decry poor enforcement of building code. That is which is another major reason why buildings are collapsing and all. We need to have a building code, and a strong one, not just ordinary one, not just any construction company can just come up with, okay, let's use this product for this, let's use this product. Let us use quality product so as to avoid building collapse. So that is that on national economy, and the story starts from the front page of the newspaper and it's continued on page 4 of the same newspaper. So just above the nameplate of national economy, I have this news as well on page 6. FG considers temporarily suspending 10 naira sugar tax on beverages. FG considers temporarily suspending 10 naira sugar tax on beverages. I'm sure all the beverages company will be happy to hear about this story. So the story is on page 6 of National Economy newspaper. So just beside that story, I have another story that is on page 4. Nigeria improves in global internet speed, ranks 7th in Africa. Nigeria improves in global internet speed, ranks 7th in Africa. That is good news to us. Congratulations to we Nigerians. So the story is on page 4 of National Economy newspaper. With that, I'm moving to Nigerian News Direct newspaper, where I have the story on page 21. Those meant to protect us are the marketing laws. Those meant to protectors are the marketing. That is coming through from Dangote as he cries out that those that are meant to protect us, they are the one demarketing us. And that story has three riders underneath it. We have the first one, which is lament roadblocks, injury success of refinery. Lament roadblocks, injury success of refinery. And another one, dares NMDPRA to test refinery products over dirty diesel allegations. Well, there's NMDPRA to test refinery products over dirty diesel allegations. And the last one, as reps pledge to probe allegations. That is something is happening right now of alleged dirty diesel being transported. So this one is coming through from the Dangote refinery that they need to test all refinery products so as to avoid this constant allegation of dirty diesel. So you can get that story on page 21 of Nigerian News Direct newspaper. So still on the same newspaper, we have this one on page 4. 40 Unity Bank customer win over 4 million naira. That is cash token reward promo. Cash token reward promo. We have the story that 40 Unity Bank customers win over 4 million naira. And the story is on page 7 of Nigerian News Direct newspaper. So we have this one as well on page 21. Court orders EFCC, ICPC to prosecute 2023 election offenders, hold governors accountable for violence. Court orders EFCC, ICPC to prosecute 2023 election offenders, holds governors accountable for violence. So they are still on this issue of election violence that happened during the last year elections. So what they are saying right now is that they have given the Economic and Financial Crime Commission the power to prosecute all offenders, those arrested during that era, as well as to hold governors accountable for those violence. And the story is on page 21 of Nigerian News Direct newspaper. I'm sure we are enjoying this newspaper front page review. So with that, let's go straight to the Guardian newspaper where I have the story. I have the story on page 6. Costly policy trade-off as FX crisis, minimum wage still fresh challenge. Costly policy trade-off as FX crisis, minimum wage still fresh challenge. That is MPC. So the story is on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. We also have the story coming through on page 3, just below the nameplate of the newspaper. We have NEFund to disburse 37 billion naira student loan to 112,000 applicants this week. NEFund to disburse 37 billion naira student loan to 112,000 applicants this week. I'm sure students will be happy to hear this. I mean, students that apply for the student loan. So they'll be thinking that, oh, let me be count-worthy, let me be among the people that will get the loan. So I hope you get the loan as well. So the story is on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. So we have this one. What is happening in the United States right now? Well, we have this one. Democrats shop for new candidates as Biden pulls out of re-election race. That is, Joe Biden said he is not going for another term, another year in office. So he's saying goodbye. So what they're saying right now is that they are now looking at for the person that will replace Joe Biden. So let's see what will happen. Let's see who replaces Joe Biden. With that, I'm going to the Nigerian Observer newspaper. Of course, let me observe some stories there on the Nigerian Observer. So we have this one, Edo 2024. Edo 2024, that is the kicker there. The story is PDP, APC, wax confident, 2 months to September 21, Guba poll. PDP, APC, wax confident, 2 months to September 21 Guba poll. That is, there is going to be a Guba election, gubernatorial election on September 21 in Edo State. And PDP and APC, they are showing their confidence that, okay, it's our candidate that will win. It is our candidate that will win. So let's see who wins the battle. And that story has 3 riders underneath it. We have this one coming through from Obaseki. PDP leader Obaseki, PDP leaders meet, strategize ahead campaign flag off. And this one, APC inaugurates campaign council, receive Shaibu, others. And the last rider underneath that story is state government petitions IGP over July 10th shooting incident. State government petitions IGP over July 18th shooting incident. So that story starts from the front page and it's continued on the page 10 of the same newspaper. That is the Nigerian Observer. Okay, let's go on a short break, and when we're back, we'll be telling you what is happening all over the front page of other newspapers that we are yet to touch. I remain my humble self, Adura Gbemi Sunday. I'll be right back.
Ẹ máa gbọ́ wá kẹ́ máa wò wá. Ẹ máa gbọ́ wá kẹ́ máa wò wá. Poli TV la wà. Ẹ máa gbọ́ wá kẹ́ máa wò wá. Poli TV. Poli TV ìlàró làkàlẹ̀ sí o. Mo máwòrán tí gbogbo ayé fẹ́. Mo máwòrán tí gbogbo èèyàn fẹ́. Ìròyìn kò má dé ká mójú bá. Poli TV tí gbogbo ayé retí. A ní ẹ máa bá wá kẹ́ máa wò wá. Poli TV ìlàró làkàlẹ̀ sí o. Ló bá rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ ti máa gbọ́. Ẹ ti máa gbọ́. Ẹ ti máa gbọ́. Ẹ ti máa gbọ́. Pé Poli TV ẹ ti máa gbọ́. Wádẹ̀ ẹ ti máa gbọ́ o. Poli TV ìlàró làwà. Nínú Poli gangan. Nínú Poli làwà o. Poli TV. Poli TV. Poli TV. Wádẹ̀ ti máa gbọ́ o. Mo máa wòrán wa. Táwa fẹ́ ìdàgbàsókè. Wádẹ̀ ti máa gbọ́. Poli fún ìdàgbàsókè. TV fún ìdàgbàsókè o. Wá ti máa gbọ́. Wá ti máa gbọ́ o. Ó yá pàkó máa kẹ́jọ́ dáadáa kẹ́wò wá o. Ó yá pàkó máa kẹ́jọ́ dáadáa kẹ́wò wá o. Poli TV.
Welcome back. It's the Poli TV show on Poli TV Ilaro, and we're talking about what is happening on the front page of our newspaper. Of course, I'm on a Daily News Up newspaper, and I have the story: End Bad Governance Protest. End Bad Governance Protest. That is the kicker there, and the story is Never Again. Never Again. And that story has 3 solid riders underneath it. We have the first one, which is 259 CSOs vow not to allow violent protester free rein during planned protests. That is, they are not going to allow any violent protester to go scot-free during the protest. So they are warning: one, we will confront them on the street, apprehend, hand them over to security forces. That is, if you are protesting in this Never Again End Bad Governance protest, you should warn yourself and never to make it go bloody or go violent. So we have another one, which is say it's another EndSARS protest in disguise. says it's another EndSARS protest in disguise. And the last one youth to steer clear resists being used by disgruntled politicians to selfish ends. I hope our youth are also listening to this right now. They need to be very careful never to be instrument of those named disgruntled politicians, so as not to lead them to anything, any consequence of their action. With that, I'll be moving to another page. We have this one. Philip Shaibu has no political relevance. Philip Shaibu has no political relevance. It's coming through from Edo Youth. So that story, you can pick up the page 4 of Daily News Up newspaper. That is where the story is. So we also have this one on the End Bad Governance protest. We have this one. Don't damp down on protesters. CNPP wants FG. Don't clamp down on protesters. CNPP wants FG. And the story says address suffering Nigerians' concerns. Address suffering Nigerians' concerns. So the story is on Daily News Up newspaper. You can pick up the newspaper to read more on that story. So still on the same newspaper, we have this one. Planned protest, embrace dialogue. APC Justice Forum begs youth. I think this newspaper is talking majorly on the protest that is about to happen this next month. So another story from APC Justice states that planned protest, embrace dialogue. Yeah, that is they are begging the youth to go on dialogue with the federal government if something positive can come out of the dialogue. So we also have this one. Old Okpebolo responsible for police orderly's death. That is Esson movement. So the story is also on the same newspaper. That is Daily News Up. So with that, I'm moving to another story, which is NDLA uncovers drug hidden in candles ladies wears. Wow. NDLA uncovered drugs hidden in candles ladies wears. So the story is also on the same newspaper, Daily News Up. So with that, I'm going straight to what is happening on the front page of this Nigeria newspaper. This Nigeria know the truth. So, and the story is oil war. Oil war. Probe quality of PMS. That is a premium spirit. Probe quality of PMS diesel at filling station nationwide. Probe quality of PMS diesel at all filling station nationwide. So that is all filling stations should be probed for dirty diesel, for dirty petroleum, instead of alleging some filling stations and leaving others. So what they are saying is that they should probe every one of the filling station for alleged dirty diesel. So with that, quickly let me take you to what is happening in our world of sport, and with that I'll be saying goodbye to newspaper front page. So quickly, let's go. We have this one. Can Falcons repeat W Cup feat in Paris? We also have this one. Napoli close to signing Osimhen replacement. Napoli close to signing Osimhen replacement. So we have this one also. What Joshua must do to beat Dubois. So you can pick up the Punch Sports Extra to read more, to know more what is happening in the world of sports. So that is how far we can go on newspaper front page today on the Poly TV Ilaro. Don't forget, it's still your favorite show, Poly TV show. So my name is Adria Agbemi Sunday. I'll be right back, and when we're back, we'll be going down to FPI agenda. You're welcome to another segment of the Poly TV show on Poly TV Ilaro. So, on this segment, we are going to welcome a noble guest from the Directorate of Student Affairs, and it is no other person than Dr. Abdulaziz Oderinde, Subdean 2, Directorate of Student Affairs. So, he is also a lecturer in the Department of Science, Laboratory Technology. Welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure. Can you please introduce yourself again?
I am Dr. Abdulaziz Adewale Oderinde. a sub-dean in the Directorate of Student Affairs, sub-dean 2 to be specific.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Firstly, I would like to commend the office doings, their doings on the students, like the way they are maintaining peace and order. I know it's no other person than your office, which is the Directorate of Student Affairs. You people are in charge of the peace of the student, the peace of the staff, the peace of the institution. So thank you very much for that. So quickly, we would like to know if there's any recent development from the Directorate of Student Affairs, sir.
Well, the Directorate of Student Affairs is always with activities. There's no doubt about that. Currently, we have the Dean's Cup going on.
Wow. Dean's Cup.
Yes, the Dean's Cup is ongoing, and that the next stage is the semi-final stage.
Semi-final.
In which we have on Tuesday, the School of Pure and Applied Sciences will be having a match, the male team now.
The male team.
Yes, we'll be having their match with the SCIT, the School of Communication and Information Tech. While the female will also be having theirs that same day.
Okay.
On Tuesday. Okay. So on Wednesday, we'll be having School of Environmental Studies against the School of Engineering, okay, male. Then engineering against School of Management Studies, the female team. Wow. On Wednesday. Okay. So that's what we have in regards to sporting activities. Okay. But we still have some issues that are persistent. For example, issues of ID card, okay, dressings, and so on. For example, for ID cards, students were given an ultimatum, yes, that lapsed last week Friday, that whoever has paid the school fees should approach the directorate and register his or her name, okay, if he has not been able to collect his ID card or ID card. Okay. So a good number of students turned up. Though we still have some that are still coming to do that. So that's with regards to the ID cards. Okay, so sorry, sir. So regarding the Dean's Cup that is ongoing, I would like to know if there's any safety measure. You know, semi-finals are always kind of tough because each team would like to be the winner. They want to be the winner. So is there any safety measure put in place, sir? Well, we know that there's always an officiating referee, okay, that will make sure that whatever they do on the pitch should be within the acceptable rules, okay? And we have the ambulance that is always stationed there. One cannot say, we can never tell, anytime anyone can get injured, even without anyone having contact with him or her. One can sprain the ankles, anything can happen. So we have the ambulance there waiting. And also we have the security personnel around to curtail any measure, to put in place measures that will curtail anyone that feels like I'm not satisfied with the judgment of the so of the referee. If any one of them has any complaints, they should file their complaints at the directorate, instead not of that they should disrupt the activities on the pitch. So these are measures to safeguard everyone that is on the field that day. Okay, so on the ID card issue, so what are the things, like, is there any punishment for anyone who fails to come for their ID card, go for their ID cards? Well, as soon as the school gives a directive that they should be stopped from entering the school, that means they can't enter the school. So even if they have lectures, even if they have tests, as long as they don't have the ID card, it's an indication that they've not paid. And once they've not paid, they are not entitled to the lectures. But so you know that some students will still find their ways into the campus. Yes, because of the fact that human measures will deal with situations to the extent that we should have a high percentage. But if we have one or two of them that finds his or her way into the institution, there's every likelihood that such a person will be caught, because our personnel go on patrols. They go on patrols, and if they spot someone without ID card, the person will have to give reasons for not having the ID cards, because the rule is that your ID cards must be on your neck. Okay. So someone without ID card will have to explain why the ID card is not. Even if you have the ID card and you pocket it, it's an offense. You have to display it for us to know that you're a bona fide student. Okay, so still on the ID card, we have cases of students misplacing their ID card.
So what if a student misplaces his or her ID card and could no longer find it? What can the student do?
Okay, a student that misplaces the ID card is expected to, after about 24 hours, to go to the court, report to GSA that the ID card is missing. Okay, should go to the court, swear an affidavit, and then go to the microfinance bank and pay the specified amount for replacement.
Okay.
Then bring those documents to the directorate for necessary processing.
Okay, okay. All right, so continue on the recent developments.
Okay, again is this that some occurrences are, some activities are repeating. For example, dressing. There are stated dress codes which we want students to adhere to. For example, they are not expected to use multiple earrings, no nose rings, no leg chains, all sorts of things, no tight-fitting dressings, and so on. So, if you have observed, if you pass through the gates, you see that our personnel are always there to monitor that students abide by the rules of the institution. So, they've signed an oath, a matriculation oath, to abide by the rules of the institution. So they won't say that because it obtains in one institution or the other, because of that they are coming here. No, we have our own rules, we have our own way, so they should abide by that.
Okay.
So you will see some students, they will be summoned to the directorate and will be questioned about their dressings because they are not abiding by our rules. So this is recurring. So we want to encourage them that once they believe that this is where they want to have their education, they should abide by our rules.
Okay, so sir, we have cases of female students using head warmer and they are being sent back home, or they seize the head warmer from them. Is that part of the rules as well? Head warmer for the female students?
I have not, I'm not privileged to have that information, but I will confirm that and check on that.
All right, so we have cases of hair for the female. We have brown. Some people, we have, there's different type of brown. We have different type of brown colors. We have the burnt brown, that is somehow related to black, but at times the personnel, the security personnel, will still go extra mile to send them home that this is colored hair. Meanwhile, it is burnt brown. It looks like the black. So
you said it. You said it looks like black. It's not black. So no colored hair for females. That's zero. So if, for example, someone that is having a colored hair and is packed in a scarf or the head cover and it is not showing, nobody cares. But as long as it shows, that means you've displayed it. So the person is a culprit.
Okay, so black is black, no burnt brown, no burnt purple, no burnt pink. So black is black. Yes. So sir, we have this Egungun festival coming up this week or so. So what are the safety measures that the Directorate of Student Affairs, what are they putting in place to ensure the safety of the students off campus?
Yes. When such activities are to start, the Directorate is always aware and we always release a memo to that effect, informing students of the limits. For example, such activities don't take place during the day.
Yes.
It's usually overnight. So students are expected to have returned to their destinations at most 9. You should be back in your rooms. So there's no point roaming the streets at night, because these activities are related to, they have some rituals they want to perform and so on, and they don't expect students to be part of that. So we expect that they return back to their destinations before night, so that they will be comfortable and they will be sure that they are safe.
Okay, so there is no...
But they will always be informed that this is going to take place and the duration will be stated. Okay. So as long as they keep to that, then they are safe.
Okay, so there is no any form of patrol, the security people patrolling around?
Outside the school, we have the security personnel.
Okay.
We have the DSS, we have the police, so they will perform their functions. Okay. So there's a limit to which the Directorate can interfere in that, because it is a bit outside the jurisdiction of the...
Okay, sir. So what if there is a case of emergency off campus, probably around 9, 10? would and if they should summon the director, maybe the security personnel from the Directorate of Student Affairs, are they going to answer?
Of course, of course.
But you said there is.
Yes, there's a difference between patrolling and being summoned on an emergency. Let me give you an instance. Of recent, on that should be Friday against Saturday, there was a case of an emergency like that, and our personnel responded to that.
Wow.
So whatever the time, there will always be someone to respond to it. But if it is just to be patrolling, we don't patrol.
But you respond
except
to
we respond to
emergency.
cases that as the need demands.
Okay. So we have these. Some people have this misconception about the Directorate of Student Affairs. They always have this, that there is a cell in the Directorate of Student Affairs. So how true is that, sir?
Well, that's not true, because I've been there for over a year and I've never seen any cell or anyone locked up. So there's no cell in the DSA.
Okay. No cell in this DSA. So just clear that off your mind. And it's common among the freshers, maybe the fresh students. There's a cell in DSA, there's a cell in DSA. So there's no cell, nothing like that.
Yes.
So do we have any recent development aside from the one you've mentioned?
Yes, I will want to say this, that the directorate is to see to the affairs of the students.
Okay.
All affairs.
All.
Okay, yes. And one of those things that is of importance in the institution are toilet facilities.
Wow.
So you see students use the toilet facilities and they mess them up. You will see toilet facilities with water running. Even at that, students will still mess. They will use, they won't flush. Even some will defecate on the floor instead of using the
toilet.
This of concern. They should try to put themselves in the position of the cleaners. They are humans like them. So whenever they use such facilities, they should make efforts and make sure that they are tidy.
It's keeping. All right, thank you very much, sir. Dr. Abdulaziz Ojerinde. So it's nice having you.
Thank you very much.
We hope you answer us anytime we call on you again. So thank you very much. That is how far we can go on that segment today. So thank you. We'll be right back. Let's go on a short break. And when we're back, we'll be bringing in the next guest. Welcome back. It's the Poly TV show on Poly TV Ilaro, and we are in another segment, which is a FPI agenda. Of course, today I have with me a powerful communicator on seat on the segment FPI agenda today. He's a communicator, he's a father, he is everything. So he's a dean, School of Communication, Information and Technology. I'm talking of Dr. James Orija. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
It's nice having you on the show.
Thank you very much.
Sir, can you please introduce yourself?
Well, thank you. I'm Dr. James Ige Orija, Fellow National Institute of Office Administrators and Information Manager. And presently I'm the Dean, School of Communication and Information Technology of the Federal Polytechnic Ilaro.
Wow, it's nice having you. So, he's a communicator. Of course, today is going to be interesting on the show. So, sir, as the Dean of School of Communication, Information Technology, what are your duties, sir?
Well, as the Dean of a school, let me first of all tell you when I came on board.
Okay.
I was elected in December 2022 and finally assumed duties as Dean of School of Communication on the 1st of January 2023. And before I came on board, I was already HOD in the Department of Office Technology and Management Department on 3 occasions before I became the Dean.
Wow.
And I discovered that the duties of the Dean is far, far greater than the duties of the HOD. The Dean of a school is the father of the school and is in charge of everything in the school. He coordinates all the activities in the various departments in the school.
Both students and staff.
Both students and staff. In all the departments in the school. The duties of a dean is enormous. And it needs somebody somebody with mature mind, who is ready to coordinate, who is ready to take extra mile to achieve the said goal. Because like I said, it's not the same thing as HOD. So when I came on board on the 1st of January 2023, there were 4 departments in the school.
Okay.
These are Department of LIS, Department of Mass Communication, Department of Music Technology, and Department of Office Technology and Management, OTA. To God be the glory, and I want to really appreciate our rector and his management team for what they have done in the year 2023. Wow. For the first time, we had 3 different exercises on accreditation and resource inspection. It was an Herculean task, but at the end of the day, we thank God that we were able to succeed in those exercises. I want to say that the aftermath of these exercises brought out the new program in the School of Communication.
Wow.
First was the Department of Multimedia that was carved out from the Department of Mass Communication. It was a plus to the school. Apart from that, we also have a new program in the Department of OTM.
Wow.
That is bilingual option. It is on record that throughout the country, OTM in Laro, Department of OTM in Laro Polytechnic is the second to have this program anywhere in Nigeria.
This is a great achievement, sir.
Apart from Yaba College of Technology,
wow.
It's only Federal Poly Laro that has bilingual option in OTM department.
Wow.
This is a plus to the school, this is a plus to the management, and I want to congratulate our rector for job well done. Now, on the administration of the school, then, as a dean, we have a lot. We hold meetings severally. We address issues that concern both staff and students. So, in fact, it's a Herculean task, and but we thank God that we have been able to manage the situation, and God has given us strength to address any issue that may come our way.
Okay, sir. So, considering how tedious the task is, so how are you able to cope? How are you able to manage?
Thank you very much. I may say I'm a lucky person.
Wow.
In the sense that I have staff that are so supportive. At any point in time, give them an assignment, they are there. In fact, I just left a meeting now. I'm still going to talk on that. We are preparing for third international conference.
Okay.
So when you have people that really support you, you don't have problem. I was lucky in the sense that even when during the election, they all voted me in. Unanimous, it was 100%.
Wow.
They all voted me. So they've taken me as their leaders. And I thank God I've never disappointed them. In the area of discipline, all members of staff in the School of Communication, they are well disciplined. Call them anytime. Nobody has been found wanting in their primary and even secondary assignments. So they have been so committed, they have been so diligent. And the most important thing that my method is that I operate open door policy.
Which is the best? Which is
the best. Everybody, before any issue, I just summon them. Gentlemen, what do we do? From there, they give their own suggestion, they give their own advice, and in most cases, I brainstorm. And that's the essence of good leadership. And if there's any message from the management, immediately I pass the information across to them. So no one has remained totally in dark.
Oh.
Yes. Nobody has even been neglected whether you're a senior member, whether you're a junior member, as long as you're a staff of the School of Communication, everybody is carried along, including the non-teaching staff.
Wow.
Who are not even academic staff. So, like I said, I operate open door policy. And another thing is welfare. Yes, every member of staff in the School of Communication has been enjoying good welfare since I came on board. Even that is what I even met from my predecessor. I want to give kudos to the founding father of the school. Pastor Olugbemi is the pioneer dean of the School of Communication. He has built a very good, he has laid a very good foundation in the school. And when another person came on board, that person of the deputy rector academics now, Dr. Mrs. Idoro, he sustained the legacy she met on ground, and she even added value. So when I came on board, I didn't have any problem. I've been adding to what I met on ground. So concerning the welfare, every member of staff in the School of Communication, none of them has been denied. In terms of promotion, all of them that were due for promotion in 2022, they all got their promotion. Those of them that were due in 2023, they also got their promotion. On telephone sponsorship, most of them have been enjoying this telephone sponsorship, either short term or long term. I want to say that in the last 1.5 years, we have gotten not less than 4 PhD holders in the School of Communication.
Wow.
Those that have completed their PhD. And the next 1 or 2 years, we still have a lot of them that will complete their program by the special grace of God. Not to talk of people that have gotten their master's degree. In the area of a short term, that's conference attendance, seminars, and all the rest, everybody is enjoying.
Okay, sir. So you've been talking about the staff. How about the students?
Yes, that's where I'm going right now. In the School of Communication, I don't have problem with any of the students there. They are so disciplined, and none of them have found one thing. Wow. Because as a dean, if there's any issue in any department, the HOD, who is a duty to report to the dean, if he or she cannot handle the matter. But I want to say, to God be the glory, no, there has never been any case reported to me on indiscipline among students in the School of Communication and Information Technology. The students have been so wonderful. In fact, they have even added value to what God has set me to achieve in the school. For instance, last year, the first program on Dr. Aluko student competition. A student from the School of Communication won the award. She came first, and that's a plus to the School of Communication. Apart from that, last year the School of Communication won the Rector's Cup. The school won the Rector's Cup last year. And this year, to God be the glory, the School of Communication produced the SUG president as well as SUG secretary. And that's a great achievement on our part. So if I continue to count my blessings or our blessings, you may not even leave this place today. God has really,
I want to say congratulations.
God has really helped us.
Really trying. Thank God for that. So, sir, we would like to know more on the 3rd International Conference as well.
Thank you very much. In fact, let me seize this opportunity to thank you people for giving me this opportunity to discuss our agenda for the 3rd Skills International Conference. The conference, by the special grace of God, will hold between 29 and 31st July 2024. Next week, Monday. The opening ceremony comes up on Monday, 29 by 10 a.m. at the SKIT conference room. It will be chaired by our rector, Dr. M.A. Akinde, FCA, FCIT. Is going to declare the conference open. And the theme of the conference is Technology and Communication for National Security. It's going to be a virtual conference, we are expecting participants all over the world to participate in this conference. And up to today, we have gotten a lot of papers submitted, full paper, not even abstract, submitted to the committee. And we have invited eminent personalities in the area of communication and information management. The keynote speaker is Professor Stephen Mutula from South Africa.
Wow.
He's going to be the keynote speaker. He's a professor of repute. While the lead paper presenters are from Nigeria. One is Professor Yemisi Baba Lola from Bangkok University. He's a professor of information resource management. While the third person is Dr. Charles One. He's a chief lecturer in the Department of Mass Communication from Yaba College of Technology, Yaba, Lagos. So it's going to be a wonderful event by the special grace of God. And we want to crave the indulgence of members of staff with this polytechnic, whether teaching or not teaching, to attend this conference. So that, because the theme of the conference, like I said, is technology and communication for national security. Everybody knows that Nigeria today, we are facing a lot of challenges on security. And that is why the topic or the theme of the conference is so germane, is so timely, that everybody needs to listen and participate, so that at the end of the conference, we are going to have solution to the insecurity in Nigeria by the special grace of God.
Okay, so are the students invited as well?
Well, the conference is open to both staff and students. In fact, the conference fee for staff is 10,000 naira, where that of the student is just talking of 2,000 naira.
Oh.
Whosoever is interested. But their presence matters, especially at the opening ceremony. And we still urge them to actually participate, even at the technical session. They have to listen, especially those of them in HND classes.
Okay. So, sir, you forgot to mention Poly TV as part of your achievement. So.
Well, this Poly TV is a great achievement because it is an integral part of School of Communication and Information Technology. This is where our students will have their practicals, especially those of them in mass communication department. It's a blessing to the school, not only this Poly TV, even the radio station too. Oh. It's a blessing to the School of Communication and Information. And I continue to pray for our rector, God will continue to endow him with wisdom and what it takes to run and manage the affairs of the institution.
All right, thank you very much, sir. So, do you have any advice for the students or for the staff?
Well, the Federal Polytechnic Ilaro is a very great institution in Nigeria. And I want to, first of all, appreciate our students for being well behaved, well disciplined. And they should continue to maintain this. And they should not even look for shortcut. There's no shortcut in life. No shortcut in life.
No shortcut.
Yes, because the best is to work hard. When you work hard, you are able to achieve. You will live long to enjoy the fruit of your labor. But if you circumvent, you just think you can just get something corner, is not the best. Honestly speaking. So I enjoin our students to maintain peace, to be very serious with their studies, and be hopeful. Despite the situation in the country, God will continue to pave way for them. That's my prayer for the students of the Federal Polytechnic Ilaro.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you. It's nice having you on the show today. So I must say, Dean is an intelligent man. He's a brilliant man. See, answering the question, dishing out the information, even without looking at anything. Thank you very much. It's nice having you.
Thank you very much.
We hope to call on you next time, and we hope you answer us. Thank you.
There's no problem. I'm part and parcel of the TV station.
So thank you very much. Let's go on a short break, and when we're back, we'll be going to the next segment. Welcome back. It's the Poly TV show on Poly TV Ilaro. So we are in the last segment, which is the center table, and I have a guest in the studio with me. So we'll be discussing the topic together. So the topic is cost of food items. So I have with me Comrade Oladele Solomon Oluwaseyi, the President, National Association of Marketing Students, NAMS FPI. Welcome, sir.
Thanks for having me.
So I have marketer in the studio with me. So can you please introduce yourself?
I am Comrade Oladele Solomon Oluwaseyi, the President, National Association of Marketing Students, Federal Polytechnic Ilaro chapter. Oh,
wow, it's nice having you. So we all know that the cost of food item is not it's not really convenient, it's not even conducive. Like so as a marketer, what can you say on this? Like the way things get high every day, prices of goods, inflation here and there. So what can you say as a marketer?
Actually, we have many complaints by students and by the citizens, because the way the economy is nowadays is very shocks. To be sincere, the economy is very bad. We are now in the high cost of living.
High cost of living.
Yes, that's it. Because many of things we buy at the market is too cost. Most especially the feeding stuff, like buying of ingredients, the foods and the raw foods.
Raw foods, even pepper.
Yes, everything is so cost.
And some moms, they are not even able to afford to buy beans again. Beans that beans that normally they will say, no, I don't eat beans, so it's for bricklayers. So I'm not eating beans and bread.
That beans now is for rich people.
Rich people.
Yes, yes.
So what do you think is the cost of this inflation?
The cost, everything is from. I can say everything is from the government. Yes.
Everything is from the government.
Yes.
How? Is it the government that are selling it? Is it the government that are producing it?
Most especially, the reason why I say this is that, like, let's go to agricultural sectors. I think the farmers are lamenting for some things, like the cultivation of farms and rare animal and livestock and so on. So you get, but there are some things like the government should provide for the agricultural, I mean the farmer.
The farmers.
Yes, though that can help to reduce the cost of those things.
Well, we did a vote pop with the students, and you will see the way they were lamenting things are cost, we are in Sakwa level. I think we should watch the vote pop together. Let's go.
Good afternoon. Can we please meet you?
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Dansu Dokasayobami from the Department of Accountancy.
All right, Department of Accountancy. So you're a prospective accountant in the making, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a few questions to ask you. You know, as students that we are, and with the current state of the economy, we know things have not been going as smoothly as they ought to, especially in the feeding and provision aspect. So, you know, we would like for you to tell us, how has feeding been going for you? You know, buying things from the markets, eating, you know, etc. like that. How have they been going for you?
It has been very hard because here in Laro, it has not been easy. Schooling and economic situation is very hard, and it is not easy at all, especially in this Laro. Somehow not easy, especially things like when I went to buy bread is now getting higher. You know, bread is like, it's even easy to eat than cooking. So it's very hard. And pepper, very small pepper, but 500 pepper, you cannot use it to cook. So stuff like that. So it's getting hard as a student. It's not easy.
All right. What are some ways that you think maybe the government can use to improve the current state of the economy, so it's going to be much more beneficial for everybody and especially for us students?
I think they should reduce price and they should put on a fixed price. So every buyer will like be on a fixed price. If bread is 200, it should be 200 in every way. If Indomie is 250, especially Indomie table, 250 in one place, it should be 250 everywhere. So they should be on a fixed price. So everything will just be fixed. So no extra expenses on it.
All right, and lastly, as students that we are, when we resume, we have certain stages in our financial status. We have when you're just rich, we have the middle level, you have SACPA level. So, would like to know what level would you categorize yourself as? Like, where do you see yourself? Are you still in, are you still in the rich stage, or where would you put yourself?
I'm at the last pata Igbe Ipoli. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for today. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can we meet you, please?
I'm Mobolanle,
From what department?
computer science.
Okay, so Obanale, we've got a couple of questions to ask you, and one of them being which, how has it been like, with the current state of the economy, feeding, schooling, how has it been?
It has not been easy, but we thank God, sha.
Okay, and what has something explained? Hi, good afternoon, good day. Can we meet you, please?
Yes, my name is Abubakar Habib, Transportation Planning and Management.
Okay, good afternoon, Abubakar. So, we from Poly TV, we've got a few questions that we would like to ask you. The first of which being, as a student, how has the current economy been affecting you, especially feeding wise?
The economy of this school, Ilaro in total,
In general.
everything costs, especially that pepper, fuel, and no water. The water we are using is not good. Like if you want to cook, and no network, man. Like there's
no coverage.
Like network is bad. Another thing, maybe.
And also, we also like to ask, are there any ways you think that the government can, anything that you think the government can do to improve on this situation so it will be better and beneficial for everybody and for students especially?
Of course they can do something like to a ball. I don't know what they are going to do, but no, they can help us.
Okay, and the final question for today is, as students, when we resume, we have different stages in our financial status. So when we first resume, we have where we have the money, they steal the money. And then after some time, we have, the middle stage and then the SACPA level. So we want to ask you, what stage do you think you're at? Or where would you place your financial status?
Me, SACPA level.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right, thank you so much for your time. Yes. Hi, good day. Can we please meet you?
My name is Otumba Amino. I'm Transportation Planning and Management in the one.
So we have a few questions I would like to ask you. First being, as a student of this great polytechnic, how has the current state of the economy affected you personally, and especially feeding wise too, what students we need to eat. So how has the current state of the economy, how has it affected you?
The economy of the states have been affecting me by, though number one, there's no light and there's no financial support for us here. There's no electricity, and sometimes I don't eat daily. Like the feeding is not stable. Like I eat twice or once a daily. So
all right, and the way you stated these issues now, there's problem in the feeding because of the current state of the economy, because of the market prices. Now, what do you think the government can do to help alleviate this situation in a way that is be beneficial for us students to be able to feed properly and be able to eat like 3 square meals a day?
I think the government should provide good electricity, and the water for the students is not good enough, and like the government should provide free food for the students too, because most of the students, I think their parents are not, they cannot afford their food. So I think.
And last and final question is, as a student, where would you put yourself, financial status, where would you rate yourself? Are you still at the rich stage? Are you at the middle stage? Are you beginning to struggle, or are you at SACPA level?
SACPA level.
Everybody is saying that, but you people don't look like you're at SACPA level.
We're at the SACPA level. There's no money.
All right, thank you so much for your time today. Good day. Can we please meet you?
My name is Ahmed Motalai.
From what department, please?
Mass Communication Department.
Okay. So we'd like to ask a couple of questions from Poly TV. The first of which being, how has the current state of the economy, especially with the inflation in the market prices, how has it affected your life personally as a student?
It has really affected me in aspects of my education, feeding. At times I used to eat like 101, at times 100, at times. So it has really affected me.
What are certain things that you think the government can do to help reduce the high rise in market prices, to bring it down and enable students to actually have the 3 square meal that you're supposed to eat?
Ah, to my own opinion, I think government should help us in terms of reducing some prices like pepper, rice, and gari, something like that, so that it will really help us at least.
All right, and the last and final question is, as a student, usually we have different stages in our financial status. So where would you rate yourself? Are you still in the rich stage, middle stage, or, below red, SAPA level?
Sakpa level.
Everybody keeps saying SAPA.
Sakpa level because no, there's no money. I'm struggling. So Sakpa level.
All right, thank you so much for your time today. Good afternoon, please. Can we meet you?
Yes, Tijani Rokibat Boluwatife.
From what department, please?
Transport.
Okay, so we'd like to ask you some questions. How has the current state of the economy, how has it affected you as a student?
The economy can affect me in many ways, sir. Like the food, water, no lights, everything is just hard.
And concerning that feeding that you mentioned, concerning the food, you know that the market prices of stuff have actually gone very high. So how are you coping with it?
We thank God, sir.
Okay. And the last and final question that I have to ask you, as students, we have different financial status, different financial levels. So I'd like to ask, where would you place yourself on the scale? Are you still in the rich stage? Are you in the we thank God stage? Or are you at the SAPA level?
Sakpa level.
You don't look like
Right now, I have not even eaten since morning. Nothing in my stomach.
All right, thank you so much for your time today. Hey, good afternoon. Can we meet you, please?
Good afternoon. I'm David. Just call me David.
Oh, okay. So we've got a couple of questions to ask you from Poly TV. And the first of the question being, as students that we are, we know that the current state of the economy actually affects us much more than other people. So how has the current state of the economy affected you?
In every way. One, the fuel, the pepper, and even though the transport safe, the transportation is very poor, very, very poor.
All right, so you mentioned feeding. I'd like to ask you something from that. We know that market prices has actually gone really, really high, and it's been kind of difficult in feeding. So how have you been coping as a student?
How can I say it? I'm coping very, very bad, very, very bad, very, very bad. I can't even take care of myself morning to night.
And well, the last question that we have to ask is, how would you rate yourself on the financial scale? So are you still in the rich level? Are you in the we thank God level? You look every inch a rich man. So you do look a rich man. So where would you rate yourself?
I rate myself as 0.0 at least. Yes, Sakpa level. I'm in Sakpa level.
All right, thank you so much for your time. Hi, good day. Can we please meet you?
Good afternoon. My name is Olalikon Moinot.
All right, Olalikon. So we have a couple of questions to ask you from Poly TV. We all know the way the current state of the economy is, and would like to ask you, how has the current state of the economy affected you personally as a student?
As me, the economic affects me, like especially the pepper, the fuel. We even go to some Michi's house to go and charge. Like there is no lights. Everything is just cars. Even the money, everything is not.
All right, so picking up from, you mentioned something about feeding, food, pepper, and everything being scarce, and we all know that the prices of commodities have actually gone up. So how have you been coping with feeding, eating?
We thank God though, especially from my parents. That's it. We thank God.
All right, and the last and final question is, how would you rate yourself on the financial scale? Will you say you're still at the rich level, the we thank God level, or the Sakpa level?
Sakpa level. That's it.
All right, thank you very much for your time, ma.
I'm Oyinda Malalatunde by name, HND1 Mass Comm student.
All right, Oyinda Mala. So we've got a couple of questions to ask you, as students that we are. The first of which being, how has the current state of the economy affected you as a student?
It has affected me a whole lot because I'm starting from foodstuffs and all sorts. Like the rate at which we are buying foodstuff is it's not really going well, and it has been affecting a whole lot. So we have not been coping really good, sure.
All right, and you mentioned food, so I want to ask you. We all know that there's been a recent hike in. There's been a recent. Look at the camera, please. Sorry. So we'd like to ask from that foodstuff aspect. We know that there's been a recent hike in prices of foodstuff. Everything has gone high. The prices are so exorbitant now. So how has that affected your feeding and your lifestyle?
It has affected the whole lot because pepper is getting too much. Like we can't the pepper we get at the rate of 1.5 before. Like we can't get it at that rate again. We get it at 2.5 at cost. And moreover, I have foodstuff at home, so I don't really buy foodstuff outside.
All right. And then the final question I'd like to ask you is, as students, we rate ourselves on different financial levels. So, we have the rich stage, the middle stage, the sakpa stage. So, looking at you, already know where you belong. But, would like to ask, where would you rate yourself on the financial scale?
The middle stage.
The middle stage. All right. I like you. You know, like about it. All right. Thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah, I'm Madam Lekun Patrick from Ichendua Mascom.
Channel Mascom, that's lovely. So we've got a couple of questions I would like to ask you from Poly TV. The first of which being, as a student that you are, how has the current state of the economy affected you?
Well, I can say as a student that I am, the current state of the economy is not really, although it has affected a lot of people actually. So like even me myself, it has affected me as well because to survive at times and to manage any funds you have, like. Because even if you have like all these like 5K now, 10K now, is something, and it's something that you actually try to manage and make use of well. And as at this moment now, people tend to look at people before they even help them. So I can say the currency of the economy has affected me just a little bit because it's not really. I'm just striving to survive as well. So.
And also, as students that we are, we need to feed, obviously. And we know that there's been a recent hike in market prices. So how has feeding been for you with the, recent increase in the prices of foodstuffs?
Well, recent hike in price of foodstuffs, I can just say feeding for me has kind of been, it's not really bad. So I can say it's okay because I know how to manage my funds actually. Like if I have any money now, if any money comes in from me now, I know how to, just stock my this thing immediately. Yeah, so I'll just talk my house immediately so that at least if provincial, let's say in the next 2 weeks there is going to be hiking price, at least I will not be affected. So that's how I do my things.
All right, and one last and final fun question to ask you. So as students, we like to categorize ourselves at different levels financially. We have the rich stage, we have the we thank God stage, and we have the sakpa level, the poor stage. So we'd like to ask you, what level would you place yourself financially?
Financially, I'll place myself at the Kashamadu stage.
At the Kashama, that's not even on the scale. That's not even on the list at all.
Okay, let me say, I'm not poor and I'm not rich.
Okay, so in between. You say in between.
I'm just in between. So.
All right, thank you so much for your time today. Now, and as we've seen from the market women at Saidero, we've also heard from the consumers, which are the students in Ilaru. We've seen that the current state of the economy has affected both the buyers and also the sellers. And we really do hope that the current state of the economy increases and gets much more better. And that will be all today on Poly TV.
Welcome back. Mr. Oladile, you can see the students are lamenting. This is our course, this, that. So I think the students need to learn how to manage things, how to manage their money so as to sustain them. So how can you advise them to manage their money?
To me as a student as well, I can advise them firstly on budgeting.
Budgeting.
That is prioritizing needs over wants. If we can prioritize the needs over wants, that would be so good. That is allocation of funds wisely. For instance, at the moment you might be hungry. That moment, what you need is food.
No clothes.
No clothes. That's the need at that moment. But you need the food. At that moment, you might want to eat like fried rice and chicken. At that moment, that's your want. But present situation right from that moment, you are hungry and you need food. But based on the economic right now, it's better for you to be concerned about your pocket. That is your financial stability. If you have like 1,000 naira at hand and you are craving for fried rice
and chicken.
That's zero. Do you know? But that moment you are hungry, you want to eat, you need food. It's better to go for what that 1,000 naira can afford.
I would also add to this that we students, we need to learn to cook.
Yes.
Not buying food all the time.
You can say that's cooking skill.
Cooking skill.
Yes, yes. Cause if you have a cooking skill, like you prepare some meat very simple. Cause I can say some things. There are some girls, some ladies, even a guy normally. I can cook my rice and stew. I may spend like maybe 2,000 naira.
Okay.
Precisely. If another person may cook that, they might spend 10,000 naira on top that same rice and stew. So that just it. We must be budget our financial stuff.
Also, we have a case of 101 like the other.
Yes, that's the slang. The number, the coding, the square meals in numbers. That is 101. That is 1 breakfast, 0 lunch. That means the person doesn't the lunch.
There is no lunch for that day.
101. The remaining one is dinner.
001.
001. That means 0 breakfast, 0 lunch, 1 dinner.
Students are going through a lot.
Yeah,
they just have to learn to balance their feeding life and their academic life. Printing of materials for assignments.
Yes, that's true. Students are really going
and
through
some students they don't know how to spend as well. Lavish spending.
Yes, lavish
they will give them money at home.
Yes.
Like, okay, 10,000 naira. This one we take you for 2 weeks or just pocket money.
Even peer group influence is part of it.
Exactly.
Because my roommate is eating fried rice and chicken and rice and turkey shawarma and so on. When you can use the money to cook a simple, very simple meal, and you'll be satisfied.
Or even buy
a
foodstuffs.
delicious one.
A delicious meal.
Yes.
You can as well buy foodstuff. If you have money, learn to buy foodstuff rather than buying food outside. Because if you have 10,000 naira and you go to the market to buy the reka of rice, you buy gari, you buy beans, you buy groundnut oil, you buy red oil.
That's even preferable rather than buying food. But now at the restaurant, the portion of jollof rice is now 500,
400 naira. And if you are able to buy all of that with 10,000 naira, then you buy grounded pepper, atagigun, and the concussion and everything. You eat
even that kind of food always sweet at times. Yes.
that is it. When you are hungry. Hunger, there is no any delicious meal when you are hungry.
That's why I say prioritizing the needs over wants. Just to have a food at that moment to cure the hunger. That's just it.
And we need to eat. Students, we need to eat because if you don't eat, there is no way you can assimilate.
Yes.
Yeah, because an hungry man is an hungry man. Bible book, if you are not eating, the lecturer will just be talking.
Even students will not listen. Everything that the lecturer is saying, you just go off hand. That's just it.
Okay, so how do you think, as a marketer, how do you think you can come in terms of this inflation? Is there anything you can do or the school can do to help the situation?
The thing is that I've been hearing concerning the one program like student loan.
Okay, student loan.
I think that can be some of the improvement, the cure. Because if the student get the loan, they might have a particular thing to use it to do. Do you get? Like if they get the loan, they can buy food stuff out of it and sort 1 or 2 other things.
Okay.
Yes.
So, can you give your final advice for students or the viewers out there?
My advice would be contentment, because it's part of it. Because if person is being contentment is a very good thing. Because I made mention of one thing like a peer group influence. Like my roommate is eating this, I want to eat that, I want to eat that. There are some limits that you can afford. Okay, I can afford this, I can buy this, I can buy that. It's okay, rather than looking at that your friends or your roommate.
You're looking at another man's
clothes to run your life. So that's just it. Then concerning we the students, we should have love between each other.
Yes.
Like environmental friendly. Yes. At times as a guy or as a female, if you have some friend, you are friendly, with each other. Even if you are hungry at times, only it might be your roommate that will give you food that day or that moment. Yes.
Or the people within your community.
Build a friendship between your friends, so that will cure the
hunger at that moment. Not that this person, you don't even know how to greet. Now you're hungry, you're coming to me.
And students to cultivate the habit of talking out. Yes.
That's another thing.
Some students might be hungry and they will stay inside. What happened to you? You share what happened. Some students don't speak out. Yes. Though we know we have introvert and extrovert, but at times it's not up to that level. It's not up to the level of hunger. Yes. When you are hungry, you have to speak out.
For so people to give you food.
That's not the matter of begging or whatsoever.
There's nothing like begging. You are a beggar.
Everyone is a student.
Yes, everyone, when you are hungry, you beg. Yes. Tell people to give you food, not to keep quiet.
Yes, that's just it.
All right, thank you very much, Oladele Solomon Oluwaseyi. Comrade, it's nice having you on the program on this segment. That is the cost of food items, that's center table. So we hope when we call on you, you will answer us.
No problem.
Thank you. It's nice having you.
Pleasure is mine. Yeah, welcome. Thanks for having me as well.
Yes, sir. So let's go, and when we're back, we give you the rundown of today's show on Poly TV Ilaro.
fún wa ní tẹlifíṣàn ẹyẹ wa. ẹ máa gbọ́ wa kẹ́ máa wò wá. ẹ máa gbọ́ wa kẹ́ máa wò wá Poly TV la wa. ẹ máa gbọ́ wa kẹ́ máa wò wá Poly TV. Poly TV Ìlàró làkàlẹ̀ sí o. Mo wòran tí gbogbo ayé fẹ́. Mo wòran tí gbogbo èèyàn fẹ́. Ìròyìn kò bá dé tójú bá. Poly TV tí gbogbo ayé retí. A ní ẹ máa gbọ́ wa kẹ́ wò wá Poly TV Ìlàró làkàlẹ̀ sí o. Tó bá rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ ti máa gbọ́ ẹ ti máa gbọ́ ẹ ti máa gbọ́ pé Poly TV ẹ ti máa gbọ́ wádẹ̀ ẹ ti máa gbọ́ o. Poly TV Ìlàró làwà nínú Poly gangan nínú Poly làwà o. Poly TV wàá dẹ̀ ti máa gbọ́ o. Móhùnmáwòrán wa táwa fẹ́ rí ìdàgbàsókè wàá dẹ̀ ti máa gbọ́. Poly fún dàgbàsókè TV fún dàgbàsókè o. wàá ti máa gbọ́ o. ó yá pàkó máa kẹjọ dáadáa kẹwò wá o. ó yá pàtó máa kẹjọ dáadáa kẹwò wá o. Poly TV tá ń sọ ní gbogbo ayé. ẹ pàtó máa kẹwò dáadáa kẹwò wá o. wọ́n ń gbọ́ wa l'Amẹ́ríkà ń gbọ́ wa ní gbogbo ìlú. pàtó máa kẹjọ dáadáa kẹwò wá o. Pàkúmá kẹjọ dáadáa kẹwò wá o. Poli TV o tí gbogbo àwa ń retí. Ilẹ̀ yẹ wa lákalẹ̀ sínú ìlàró wa. Tẹlifíṣàn fún ìdàgbàsókè ilẹ̀ wa ni. Tẹlifíṣàn fún ìdàgbàsókè ilẹ̀ gbogbo wa. Ẹ pa kúmá.
Thank you. Welcome back to Poli TV Ilaro, and that is how far we can go on the program today. That is Poli TV show. Don't forget we started with the newspaper front page review, then after which we went on a short break, and we after that we did FPI agenda, where we had our communicator and noble guest from the School of Communication, Information and Technology. That is the Dean Skit, Dr. James Orija. Then we went on a short break again. We had another visitor from the Directorate of Student Affairs. So we have a person of Dr. Abdulaziz Oderinde, that is Subject 2, Directorate of Student Affairs, who is also a lecturer in the Department of Science Laboratory Technology. So then lastly we went on the break again. Then we did center table. I had a powerful guest, a marketer, that is Oladele Solomon Oluwaseyi, that's President, National Association of Marketing Students, FPI. So then we watched a voice pop of students complaining, talking on the cost of food item in the country. So we talk of all of these, and then I hope you all enjoy the show, you all enjoy the program today, each segment of the program. I hope you all enjoy it. Don't forget, it's the Poli TV Ilaro. Don't forget to like, comment and share. So my name is Adura Agbemi Sunday. Bye, see you all tomorrow.